Thank you very much, Craig. Yes, this is it. It's time now to go fresh and green with Aldo Zill. We've already got lots of orders for this, Aldo, because your reputation travels before you, of course. Restaurants, well, you've got a huge history of fantastically successful restaurants. I'm not quite sure what you're doing at the moment, restaurant-wise.
Restaurant-wise, I'm with the San Carlo Restaurant Group. We have 11 restaurants in Great Britain, some abroad, and I consult all the kitchens. So I still have the same nightmare than when I had my own restaurants.
Yes, exactly.
But it's less stressful.
Less stressful, exactly, because you can walk away from them occasionally, at least.
And Mr. Carlo is a top man.
But what you've been spending your time doing recently is developing the theme that you had when you had your own chain of vegetarian restaurants, because Fresh and Green is all about eating vegetarian, although it's not exclusively for vegetarian eaters, is it? It's for lots of people. It's really for everybody.
Well, I mean, this book was designed and it's been written by me in mind with people buying it and even adding those dishes to their meats or to their fish. So, you know, if you're not strictly vegetarian, you can still buy this book and get some amazing ideas. You've got pastas, you've got
well, this
grains
one you were
in there,
telling me earlier is one of Paul McCartney's favourites.
Yeah, well, this
in
book
your restaurant.
you know, was actually inspired. Some of the recipes were inspired by him because he was one of our regulars in the restaurants. He's been I've known him for years, and we you know we had a vegetarian restaurant called Zill Green, and then Fresh and Green was born, basically.
Was born out of that. And there are some stunning recipes. That's one of my favourites, the aubergine cannelloni. If you're actually trying to eat low carb, which many of us are at the moment, aubergine cannelloni, how good does that look? But you're not, you're eating healthily, but you're not compromising on flavours.
You're not compromising. And the recipe we're doing this morning here, we have, as you can see, this table here is an array of fantastic seasonal vegetables.
Well, and you've actually developed the book in a seasonal way. You go spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Obviously, you can pick something from winter to eat in the spring if that's what you fancy doing. But you're really looking at using the food when it's at its best.
I do like seasonal food. I mean, it's you know, it's better for you. It's got more nutrition, and also it's less expensive. You know, you go to the vegetable markets now. It's great. I mean, it's like taking me to a toy shop.
Well, that's something that my daughter said as well. She's a medical student, and I obviously don't give her enough money on a weekly basis to... Because she just says she can't eat meat on a daily basis, without doubt. She can't afford to do that. So vegetarian food, but healthy, balanced vegetarian food that involves protein as well is what she's looking for. That's true for so many of us. I've got Paul McCartney's book, the Meat-Free Mondays. I mean, having spoken of him, lots of people not eating meat on a daily basis. So even if you're not vegetarian, go for this. But maybe you've got friends as well. Maybe you have friends round for tea and for supper, for dinner, for Saturday night, whatever it is. And one of them is a vegetarian. Don't cook something different for them. Cook something that everyone will enjoy that suits the vegetarian as well. For £11. We've got QVC price of £20. That includes your post and packing. It also includes a very special couple of recipes with Aldo's signature there as well. So you've got the autograph there. So that's signed. Butter, bean and potato casserole. We've got also... We've got also quinoa, asparagus, tomato and onion salad.
Quinoa, what a great,
quinoa, is that how you say quinoa?
Quinoa in Italian, but it's from South America, and it's it's full protein. You can substitute your meat with that.
Really? So you use that quite a lot in the book,
Yes,
don't you?
I use a lot of that in the book.
Tell me what you're doing here.
OK, you got fresh asparagus. At the moment, asparagus are everywhere. So fresh asparagus, some goat's cheese, a little bit of butter, a little bit of my Divo grated cheese.
That's a vegetarian cheese.
That's a vegetarian Italian grated cheese. And that's going in the oven now. This asparagus has been blanched for a couple of minutes. This is going in the oven. I've got one ready for you to taste.
Excellent. Well, I'm wondering already what I'm going to be cooking for tea tonight. This might be the inspiration I need, and that's what this book is all about. It's about inspiration. It's about great food, tasty food, seasonal cooking as well. We've got starters, we've got soups, you've got desserts here as well. You've got a wonderful rhubarb tart tatin. I'll see if I can find you the picture of that. All these wonderful different tomatoes. That's a broad bean salad. What you're doing there looks absolutely delicious. Cappuccino mousse with banana slices, vegan chocolate cake, rhubarb tart tatin.
Absolutely amazing.
That's my breakfast.
You know, who said vegetarian food needs to be boring?
Well, oh, it certainly isn't. You've got a wonderful recipe for watercress soup here, but I tweeted this, this picture. Here we are. Goat's cheese gratin. Asparagus and goat's cheese make a great combination in this simple dish. Full of vitamin K, essential for healthy bones. That looks delicious.
So it's time for you to taste. And these asparagus are British, they're green. The purple variety are from France. Then you've got the Spanish whites at the moment as well, which is... but, you know, this full of vitamin A and C. Asparagus are great, great vegetables. Any
special goat's cheese, or does it not matter?
This is... no, this is English goat's cheese. You can use chèvre. You can use any goat's cheese, really. But,
the combination of flavours...
I was going to taste it, but then I don't want to talk with my mouth full, so...
I just did. That is delicious, and that's just, you know, that could be a light lunch. You could add a salad if you wanted to make it a little bit bigger. It would be a fantastic
prepare there,
starter.
you know, that's your lunch there.
Well, how appetising does that look as well? I mean, that is just a simple salad. It hasn't involved any cooking.
No.
I'm going to have to eat... In fact, I can eat more of that later because Craig's going to take over afterwards. So let's go through. Have you got favourites in here?
Have I got favourites in there? I think that probably the pasta dishes are amazing. You know, having all those tomatoes now, I made a dish in there with 4 different tomatoes. I mean, we've got 115 types of tomatoes on the market, and in this country we only use 2 or 3 at home. So, you know, get more variety of tomatoes in your house and make a nice fresh sauces.
Aren't soufflés really difficult to cook?
This is very simple. This is a double-baked soufflé.
Quite an impressive thing if you are serving friends.
Do you know what I mean? If you're serving friends, you take that out of the oven and it's like, oh my goodness me. Tofu, you know, tofu is fantastic.
One thing that's the one I...
Soybeans.
One thing that my daughter picked out, because she's going to steal the book off me eventually, is the gnocchi. You actually use butternut squash to make gnocchi.
Yeah, squash, gnocchi. I mean, you can make gnocchi with whatever vegetables you possibly fancy.
Really?
Just add some potatoes and just add your vegetables.
Is it easy to make?
Absolutely simple, yes.
That's fantastic.
You boil your potatoes in the skin and then you dry them in the oven in the skin and then you peel them and you mash them and then you add your egg and you add your vegetable, your colour, if you like. We even made a burger for you. Look,
the Zilly
veggie burger.
That's great.
Couscous
and you've got so much there, mushroom Wellington.
See,
so that's a classic
impressive.
meat dish, but you've created it in a vegetarian way.
That's easy to replace, you know, a nice Sunday roast, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it really is.
Brilliant.
And so for people who just are aware perhaps of their... Oh, that's nice as well. Spaghetti with juniper berries. That's
juniper berry spaghetti. Very, very good.
Mexican chili beans.
Yeah. See, I've gone, you know, it's not strictly Italian, this book. Although Italian food, it's easy to be vegetarian. And most vegetarian people actually are Italians, which I didn't know. I saw that in the Italian press not long ago. And, you know, it's not strictly Italian, but it's for everyone, and also it has the element of feeding your kids.
Yes.
You know, starting your kids eating great vegetables.
Well, you actually also talk, at the beginning, you talk quite a lot, actually, in fact, about how to cope with children and teenagers who've gone vegetarian and what that means. And so many of us have, even if we're not vegetarian ourselves, find that our children make that decision at some point. And so, again, you don't want to be cooking different meals for the whole family. You want meals that suit everybody.
With your kids, it's a bit different. I mean, with kids, I've got a 6 and an 8-year-old, and I tend to hide the vegetables in their sauces. You know, I make a tomato sauce and I make it with 2 or 3 different kind of red vegetables.
Yes.
So they don't notice the difference.
Yes, I used to grate courgette and carrots into shepherd's pie or bolognese sauce, all those sorts of things.
And Twiggy at the moment, my little 6-year-old, you know, she goes to the local farm and she comes home as if she's going to eat lamb. You know what I mean? It's like, it's unheard of. So she's going that way.